Hi, welcome back to Felix Our World. Today I am doing a dirty, I'll be flipping a cup, and I am using Flow 8 instead of silicone to create cells. And I don't like to see an overaction, way too many cells, so I just added to two colors. And the other colors don't get anything, so I am using that light blue. This is tallow green mixed in with white. I'll be using this is turquoise already prep, and I got some dark green, hunter's green by Liquitex, and or no, wait a minute, it's hooker's green. And I'm using white as well, and I poke a couple of holes in this cup because this is going to be the floating cup technique. So it's really fun, and the paint flows so much better once you remove the tape, and you will see it step by step. The next step in this case is create the dirty cup, and then I'm gonna flip it, and then I'm gonna remove the tape and let it float. And the medium I am using is Floetrol, 1 part paint, 2 parts Floetrol with a little bit of water. Okay, here's the big moment. Now I just need to add more paint around it. Spread it all over the place as evenly as possible. A sponge is really helpful. Remember, don't let your sponge dry because it's gonna get ruined. After you're done with this, just stick it in a cup with water because otherwise your sponge is gonna be totally ruined. Alrighty, I'm ready for the big moment. Let's remove the tape and the paint will just flow. Now I'm doing this on a piece of wood, and it's easier for the cup to float on wood because it's more firm as opposed to a canvas, but it does work on canvas as well. I've done this on canvas. If the canvas is a nice tight canvas, is being properly stretched, it's gonna work out. And remember, my medium is Floetrol, but if you only have access to glue, school glue, that can be your medium. You just add water to it. It's normally 2 parts glue, 1 part water. And that makes your medium, glue medium. Alrighty, so now I'm stretching it. I sped up the video on this section to save some time. Now I'm just scooping some of that leftover paint and adding it to the edges, making sure all of my edges have full paint coverage, making sure at least has some paint on it, and that way once it dries up, it's easier to just retouch it and paint over wherever it needs more paint. The sides are hard to work on. It's as hard to get the paint on the sides. So it just requires extra time. And it's much worth it. It makes the work look so much professional. Okay, so now I'm gonna do the dark green application for the abstract looking seaweeds that I want on this composition. And after that, I'm gonna let it dry up. Give it a few days so the paint cures. And then I'm gonna add the mermaid. I'm swiping the paint and that opens up cells and it gives it a beautiful effect. So notice this palette knife is just floating, surfing on the surface, on the paint. I'm not deeping it. I'm not applying pressure to it at all. That's the secret to get a nice sweeping effect, because you don't want to dig into the paint and open holes. You just want to move the paint around. All done. I'm just gonna let it dry up. It'll dry overnight, but it will need time to cure. That needs at least, in my weather here in Palm Springs, California, where it's hot as hell, it needs just overnight, and to cure it needs probably about a week. All right, here is completely dry. So I will give it a week before I start working on it again. I've done this on a canvas. This mermaid is on a canvas and it has varnish already, Liquitex varnish, a really nice varnish. It looks black, I know, but I use Payne's Gray. It's like a blue gray, and you can only see the blue once you add white to it. So I'll be using this cheapy green and blend it in with this violet, a soft body violet, to get a darker green. Let's see. It's the first time I mix these two brands. Let's see what I get. I'm not sure about this color. For the purpose to do a silhouette, the mermaid silhouette, it's too neutral. I don't think I want this color. I like it. I love the color. So I'm gonna add some of this gray to it to make it way darker. Almost black, but not quite. And this is a really nice tube, really nice paints by Master Touch. Okay, so let's add some of that darker gray that looks almost black, and I'm sure that's gonna work out. So this color combination looks almost black, but it's not black. You guys saw me mixing the paints. I didn't use black. They say to stay away from black and use other colors and mix them really dark, and that's your black substitute. Okay, since this mermaid's looking kind of lonely, she's gonna have her little friend here under the sea. I thought of adding more seahorses, but then I changed my mind. That's gonna be for another painting. Now I am going to focus on the bottom of the painting, and with a sponge I'm lightly applying paint and then taking it off. Then there's those white dots on the bottom left. I'm gonna get rid of those because when you have dots in a composition, your eye goes straight away there. You can use them as to move your eye around the composition on purpose. You can use dots like that. A lot of artists do that, but in this case I don't want to have a lot of attention to the bottom, to that corner, so I cover them. Now with this glaze, I'm going to do a green glaze to add more. So this is already mixed on this section. This is the pure glaze, and over here it's already mixed. It's just a little bit, just to add a tint of it, and that's what I want to see at the bottom, on the bottom of this composition. I want to see more green to cover that area was too white and it didn't look too attractive to me. So I thought, well, I want to see more green. At the bottom has to be darker since there's less light at the bottom of the sea. And now I'm redefining the seaweeds as well, adding different shades of green, which I am actually using black this time, the Carbon Black by Golden, which is a high pigmentation. You just need a tiny little bit into the green, and it makes it really dark. So that's what I did here. I then waited for the seaweeds to dry and apply another layer of the green glaze. Now the next step, I'm gonna make bubbles with white and a little tint, a drop of that blue, not much. And that's the next step here, bubble time. So this is what I have so far. I did like 3 layers of the glaze in this section. It did a nice job on covering all that white area, and I have a more greenish looking atmosphere here. Now the mermaid, I could stop at this point and just leave it like that, but I don't want to, so I want to see more. And this is what the bubbles ended up looking like. It will be nice if I could, I just don't have it. If I had just like the pure iridescent medium, I could add that to the bubbles. That will be something cool to see. For future reference. Anyway, I will use this metallic turquoise for the tail. I'm gonna add something interesting so that it's not just like plain looking dark image. I want to see something interesting on this silhouette of a mermaid. Even the seahorse is gonna get some bling bling. I'm gonna add this metallic green with no Floetrol, just like that, pure. I did the same with the turquoise. I didn't mix it with Floetrol. Just adding a little bit of it here and there. All right, well, this is pretty much done. I will varnish this piece, and I'm sure it's gonna look fabulous. I love the Liquitex varnish. It makes everything look so nice and glossy. Now I'm gonna apply a glaze of the blue gray, the painty gray. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing the name of that gray correctly. So I did the same thing I did with the green. So this is a painty gray glaze, and I'm just gonna apply it to the tail to add a little bit of variation to it. I want to see more variation in color. Remember, you can see photos of this work on my Facebook page, Felix Arwol, and my Instagram page under the same name, Felix Arwol. You will find links in the description box down below. If you have subscribed to this channel already, thank you so much for being part of this channel. And if you haven't, please join us. I will be coming up. I have so many ideas and projects in mind, and I will be sharing with all of you. So to see more, please like and subscribe. Share these videos with your friends, with your artsy friends and family members, so that they can get ideas on what they can do with acrylic paint and 30 pours. It's so much fun. It's such a relaxing, even it's like a therapy. Well, we have reached the end. Now it's time to sign it. And then I will varnish this piece. Well, thank you so much for watching. Till next time. Bye-bye.